Now, we're all pretty excited about the upcoming release of Daft Punk's new album. Hell, the majority of people I know only saw Tron Legacy because of their involvement. I didn't even bother seeing it, instead opting for listening to the soundtrack and just kind of accepting that as the closest thing to a new album that we're going to get in a long while. However, the internet recently has been abuzz with daftness ever since the announcement of Random Access Memories hitting the shelves on May 17th in most of the world. In honor of this, I want to talk a little bit about Daft Punk's film ventures. First, a little history. Daft Punk is a French electronic music duo consisting of Thomas Bangalter and Guy-Manuel de Homem-Christ. Their first album, Homework, was a decent success in the house scene, scoring good airplay of the Love It or Leave It around the world. Already renowned for their purity of vision and anal retentive attention to detail, the release of Discovery was their magnum opus, catapulting them into a disco-frenzied electronic haze of popularity. After this multi-year project came the album Human After All, recorded in a comparatively short 6 months and was much less well received, or at least understood. Human After All, which I did find disappointing, was not really an album as much as it was a statement, a concept album, and this is where Electroma comes in. We already spoke at great length about their most famous project, the anime Interstellar 5555. In a nutshell, it's a cross-project between famed anime master Leiji Matsumoto and Daft Punk, extrapolating a narrative from the album Discovery. Essentially a full-length music video, and it's brilliant. Watch it now. Watch it. We'll wait.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Get ourselves some snacks.
Now that you've seen this, you can understand Electroma a little bit more. From what I heard once upon a time, the footage shot was originally intended to be cut down into a 4 or 5 minute music video, but as the shoot went on, they became so attached to the idea of turning the concept into a film that they continued as such. The problem with this, of course, is that you're attempting to stretch out a 5-minute story into 74 minutes. Yeah. The film is shot entirely without dialogue and even with limited music and sound, which, in its defense, does give the thing a feeling of emptiness and void, in keeping with the oftentimes depressing and existential tone. The movie follows our two robot heroes on a cross-country trip across what appears to be the Midwestern United States on their quest to become human. They pass by scenes of day-to-day life and witnessing similar robots going about their own mundane lives. They do succeed at making themselves look human after a lengthy operation, but much like the story of Icarus, the sun can be a bitch and exceedingly good at squashing the hopes and dreams of others. The world now against them for their audacity to want to be different are chased out into the desert and just begin walking. And that's it. Just walking. A lot. Walking.
Deep hurting. Deep hurting.
Let me put this film into numbers so you can better understand. The finale is a bit surprising, I'll admit. When one can simply walk no more or has literally given up completely on living as a robot, they stop and he reveals his self-destruct button to his comrade. Unable to push it himself, his compatriot helps put him out of his misery. And then resume walking. God damn it. After about another 5 more minutes of the other one, he's finally had enough, takes a good long look at himself, and, unable to reach his own button, admittedly a design flaw, sets himself on fire. Now, whether or not the film was a sci-fi version of Gus Van Sant's Jerry is left open to interpretation, but if somehow there were a way to make even that film more boring, may I present you with Electroma. If my original theory is correct, and this film did begin as a music video, I can certainly understand why the concept was altered from that format to a movie. The premise is a good one. Can two robots really become human? Is their will that strong? And bigger yet, what will the other robots have to say about it? Right? Will they follow suit, or will they rebel against them as sullying their birthright? It raises great points, but far too depressing a climax to be a music video. It does, however, mesh with the theme of the tracks of Human After All. Yes, we are robots, but it is our music and soul that makes us who we are. Perhaps we are human after all. In fact, what is it to be human? In all fairness, these are legitimate points and perhaps gives the boys some real depth of character that we may have overlooked. The movie is supposed to challenge you, and they're aware that some are just not going to get it. Hell, even the majority of the audience at the Cannes Film Festival walked out of the theater when the walking began. Is it what we expect out of the disco-obsessed robots? No, but it is cool to see what the world would look like occupied by no one but Daft Punk lookalikes. Look, the deepest of thoughts can result in staring at a particularly large lump of excrement by the right person. Some statement of how the end result of millions of years of mammalian evolution, the sum total of agricultural knowledge, science of food additives, preservation, cultivation, and harvest is a steaming pad of chestnut excreta simmering gently on the summer sidewalk, and that, in a nutshell, is Electroma.
And it all culminates in deep hurting.